Répétez. Fate Muzuri.
My name is Mike Holiday, in case you don't know, and I'm just going to tell you a little story about a nighttime event that happened in Kingston, back home in Ontario. When my wife and I went out for dinner, and we crossed, after dinner, we crossed across the parking lot into an area where there was a studio. And on the wall of that studio was a group of pictures. And so we walked into the studio, which was open, and had a look at what was on the wall. The wall basically it was a group of paintings that had been done by a local artist who we met at that time, Heather Haynes. And it depicted an area in the Belgium Congo, an area I believe called Goma, which is close to the border of Rwanda. And it depicted women and children who had been either abandoned or raped during times when the lawless society that existed there was allowed to basically militarily dominate the area. So these women had been raped. Female was fair game as far as they were concerned. So this lady who had gone there, Heather Haynes, basically made a decision that it touched and moved her so much that she decided that she was going to paint their story. So this wall basically, explained to me exactly what was going on over there. So without actually being there, and by going through the photos that were on the wall, I had the opportunity in my mind of visiting that whole entire area. In the year 2000, we lost our youngest son, Jonathan, to a heart ailment which he had from birth. And we had sort of got actively involved in funding a lot of fundraising activities for sick kids in response to all the great times that we had there as far as Jonathan was concerned, and decided that at the very end we also needed to look at other things that we might be able to do that would etch something in people's minds that would remind them of Jonathan in the future. So we decided, we would talk to this lady and basically get involved in seeing what we could do. Initially it was to sponsor children who basically were going to be able to go to school and learn to read and write and enhance what they would be able to do for themselves. We found out that she was going to try and do somewhere between 60 and 100 kids, and she had met someone who was very instrumental in taking these kids in, the orphans especially. And so she basically went about getting people in the local area to fund these children so that they could go to school. In talking to her, we found out that it would be really beneficial if she could actually have a school built. So we inquired, well, how much would that sort of take to fund an activity like that? And when we found out exactly how much that was, we asked, well, how many more children would we be able to fund if we built something like that? And it was told to us that instead of 100, she could probably educate 500, and not just in the morning, but 500 more in the afternoon. So they could take junior and senior kids, so high school and grade school kids, and educate them in the school if it was to be built. So that's when we started our funding program for the schools. It's going to be called the Jonathan Holiday School. So at this point in time, I've basically made this video so that you can see myself plus the children that are there, the walls that we built around the school so far, and then we're just about to begin the construction of the schools. So we are now looking to be able to fund more portion of what we're building. And that's where I'm hoping that some of you will be able to help me in getting the funding to the area that we want to go, and to introduce you to Heather Haynes and the group of kids that are over there.
Many of the Chikudu kids have come from this camp. Their families fled the countryside, Masisi, you know, hundreds of miles away or within a distance of fleeing the M23 rebel group. This is about the time when I started helping Kazungu, when he was telling me about the families and the children that were living in the camps. Many of them made their way here safely without being killed, but once arrived, they may die from disease or be raped and murdered, but they're fleeing that from the army rebel groups. It doesn't make any sense to me that, you know, you're trying to get to safety and you arrive here and it's not safe and there's no one to provide or help you, and really I don't see any end to it, where people are going to go, where their lives begin after this. But at least at the Chikudu home, children were brought to Kazungu from here, the ones that were orphaned and had no parents. And seeing these children here today, I realize, you know, it's worth what we're doing. It may not seem like a lot, but it's 100 children that have a chance. And maybe with others' help, we can do more. I don't know. It's a funny situation to be put in.